your Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So first of all, we'll take a look here at the indexes, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. Then we'll take a look here at Microsoft. Another earnings are coming out on the 29th. You got Google, the earnings are out on the 22nd. And then Amazon, the earnings are out on the 30th. All right, this video is for information purposes only, on a recommendation by size. Please like, subscribe, like to watch it. Alrighty, here we have the indexes. Now I can see here how the Dow is still very much uptrending very nicely. Easy way I trade this is U Dow on the long side and S Dow on the old short side. Now I can see here how we have this pretty much same situation, okay? So when it gets up to that 70 mark, okay, you can see where it does, it pulls back. We got to the 70 mark here and we pull back. We got to the 70 mark here and what happens? Well, she pulled back, okay? But you notice that every one of these pullbacks here, we're holding this key 21 SMA here very nicely. Now look at this here, how we are now. We're back above this 8 SMA here, okay? Very nice. Now what we're looking for here so far, this high today was, we got up to 52,924 level. Okay, so we're looking right to the left of the chart here. What do you have? 52,903. Okay, so you're sitting right there. Next level we're going to go to is 53.60 and then 53,289. That's going to be a big target. We crack above that, probably 53.4, 53.5, 53, all the way up to that 54,000 mark here. We get very good. Now I'm going to say that's where it's going to go because we got to see what the reaction is once it gets here. That could blast through or that could just double top and come right back down again. Now, downside, obviously, pretty easy. 52,612, there's your 8-day. Here's your 21 SMA here. Then we'll look to the bottom of that candle there at 52.46 level. Then we can venture around onto the bottom of this candle right there. We're looking at 51.614, and then we come down to the bottom there. You're looking at 51.301, which is basically just that price channel. See that? How nice that works out. Then we have your 50-day rate below that, and we come down to 100-day and 200-day. But right now, we're still having a nice, good uptrending situation here. Okay, here we have the S&P. S&P looking very good. Downside action, well, same old thing. We came right there. 8-day holding up very nicely, as you can very well see. Okay, that's your key support level right there. Next level is going to be right here at 74.80, and then we have your 50-day sitting at 74.61 level. We lose that, we'll come right to the bottom of that candle there, 74.21 level. Come down here to your 73.48. Then we can retest all these levels here, 72.94. We can retest this bad boy right here at 72.37, and then 100-day, and then you're basically your 200 SMA there. Okay, here now on your the old NASDAQ here, one of my favorite trades here. Now you can see here, we're kind of all jammed up right here on the same situation. Okay, so right now here, we're looking right here, we're looking at that 26,140 level. That is your 50-day. Right below that, we have that 26.62. And then you can see where it came down today, down to that 25,968 level, holding up here so very nicely. And we have this double bottom situation, and we have a low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. So we're uptrending very nicely here. Now, just remember, we have earnings coming out here. It's going to come out again, you know, Microsoft on the 29th, the Google on 22nd, you got Amazon on the 30th, you got Apple, you got all these numbers. Now, the other one that isn't coming out is going to be NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is going to be coming out there all the way down in August, I believe it's 26th. They always come out there a little bit later. Okay, so what we're looking for here, you can see this whole resistance area. See this? Earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at it. Everything is all resistance up here. So we're looking at the top of that candle. Look at that 26,301 level. Once you crack above that, then we can come up to this level right here, 26,559, and then we have 26,780 level. That'd be your next level. Get above that here, very simply, 26,923, and then 27,190, all the way up there. Okay, so right now here, we're still uptrending, still having a nice to go the double bottom in play. We start losing it, well, 100-day and 200-day, but right now it's just looking here very good sideways consolidation. Okay, let's take a look here now at Microsoft. Okay, here we have Microsoft. Now I can see here how we have a really nice good, came all the way from that 349.20, have a nice good rally up here, but where we are, we're stuck right here. Now, on both of these charts here, we're just pretty much jammed up here. So if you look here on weekly, 399.13, what we got there, 398.02, okay? Now right here, where we jammed up here, 399.13, wow, what a shock, and then 401.81. So what we're going to do is we want to take the highest one, which is that 50 SMA here, okay? So we want to get above that. Once we get above that situation here, then we can start ripping up here much higher, okay? So what do we got going on here? Okay, you got 440 action, you got 449 on the weekly, but right here, 439, that is your big target. Now, you look at here, got a left left shoulder, we got a head, we got a right shoulder. So this here, once we break that 50-day, it's going to rip up here very, very nicely. Okay. So what we're looking for really is top of that candle. We're looking at 411.98. We'll come up here. You're looking at 417 level. Then we look right to the left of the chart here. You're looking at that 433. Then we have that 439 all the way up there. Now we get above that. We have this gap all the way up here. Okay, 466.32, and then we look to the bottom, 450, 458. Okay, what do we have here? 453.50, and then we come up here for 58.27, and we look at the high 466.32 all the way on up here. Okay, so we have the gap in the fill. However, we got to get through this key 200-day. We have to get through this 100-day and through that 50-day in order to hit all that there. But again, this has a good potential here to rise and right up. Now, what we always want to do is look and say, hey, let's see what happened in the past earnings. Okay, so here was one earnings succession. You can see where it just, boom, fell right on down. Another earnings here, boom, fell right on down. Another earnings right on here, boom, fell right on down. Didn't rally till afterwards, okay? So always take that into consideration. We had 3 earnings period that the stock fell down, okay? Stock fell down. Stock fell down. Okay, see, this is what you want to watch because you see, sometimes, a lot of times what goes on in the past is going on in the future. So what says this is going to blast right back up again? Now, the key is how I trade this is I trade this into the earnings. Okay, so if you look at anything like what we had here, you can see where it ran up into them earnings. Okay, you see what we had here, see how that ran up into the earnings. Okay, same way here. From there, we ran up into the earnings. Okay. And then Dumpamundo. What do we care if it sells off? We just buy it back up again. We're traders. We don't really care that much about that situation. Okay, so here we are. You can see you got 55, plenty of room to run. Green is over red, looking very, very good. This is looking good. This is looking solid here. We just got to get above all this key level. Just take that right there, that 401.82. That's what we're looking for on the upside. Now, downside. Always got to look at that downside situation, okay? So you got 389.18. We always want to pay attention to that 200 SMA, very, very key. Then we have 388. Then we have 380. These are all your key levels there. Then we could venture down here to 378. We could venture here to this 373 level, and then so on. 367. We got 359, we got 355, and then your big retest 349.20. Now, I'm long this stock from down here, okay, because I'm doing the same thing that I do on all of these stocks here. I take it here before earnings. I'm looking for this, okay? I'm looking for this. See this here? I'm looking for this, okay? This happens down here, don't really care. I'm looking for just to make the money going into the earnings, and then for me, it's just a dump. Okay, let's take a look here now at Google. Okay, here we have Google. Now, Google's numbers are coming out here. Let me see here on the 22nd. Okay, so let's look at their earnings period. Okay, look at this earnings here. Okay, right up here, very nice. You pull back very little and ran up nice here. What do we have here? Okay, we have like a pullback situation. What do we have here? Boom, just smash right on up here. Now, I think Google's numbers are going to be nice and blow out numbers. Now, this chart looks very, very good. We're only sitting at 57, plenty of room to run. We're way on the bottom here. That green is over your red. This looks very, very good. Okay, and this looks very good. And this looks like this is curling up here. Plus, we have a nice, good uptrending chart. We have a low, and higher low situation. This is the same way we have on the old daily chart. Now, what this is the key thing is what it is. It's got to get above here, this price channel. See that price channel? 376, okay? So all we have to do is look right to the left of the chart here. What do you see? See? 376. Okay, so once we crack above that, then we're going to bring this target about. This come right here, okay? 393. Very, very easy. Then we go to the left here, looking at 402, and then we have that big retest up there at 408.61 level. That can be there very, very easy. Now, on the downside here, we're watching a lot of key levels here, okay? So a lot of kilo, okay? Yeah, 362, that's a ways away. This is what you're looking at right here, okay? You're looking at that 371. That's going to be very, very key. Then we come down here holding that 8-day at 362, okay? Then we're going to be looking right here, okay? 362, same old thing, okay? Then we have 358. Then we have 345. So all you have to do is just follow these key levels here. Now the 8-day crossed over. That's looking very, very nice here. Okay, this here is uptrending very nice. You can see how it pulled back, and now we're back uptrending again here. Everything looks like is bottom left, upper right, looking very good. The key to Google is right here. We got to crack this 376. Now I'm long this stock. Okay, going into the earnings. Now, I think the earnings are going to be really good here. See, look at it last time earnings, look how they popped up, and then we had a nice good rally up here. So I'm along the stock, and once we get a close above this, 376, I will add to that long position, okay, to go higher. Okay, so bottom line here, Watch that 50-day, very, very key. Watch this 8-day, very, very critical, okay? If not, we're going to come right down here to these levels here, right down to that 362 level, 358 level, okay, 345 level. But right now, we're looking here, very, very good. Key is we got to crack above that 376, and then we go higher. All right, let's take a look here now at Amazon. All right, here we have Amazon. Now their numbers are coming out here on the 30th. So let's just take a peek ski and see what's going on here with their earnings. Okay, so right here you can see what it is, big pop up right on that. Sold down afterwards, but nice big pop up right there. Okay, what do we have here on the last earnings? Ooh, came right on down. What do we have on this earnings here? Popped right on up here and then sold right on off here. Okay, so realistically, this isn't really like what Google is. Google is ripped up every time. Okay, so but again, I trade this the same way as I do pretty much all of these stocks here. Okay, so what we have held this nice good 225 level very, very nicely. Okay, now is to see where we're ripping. Now on the downside, we're watching right here. We're watching that 50-day 252.77. Very, very key. Okay. Next big support level is going to be that 248. But you can see how now that price is above that 248. See that? Now, just because it comes down, you got to look at where does it close. We're closing above that key 8 SMA. So watch that 50-day. That's your support. Next level is that 248 level. Okay. So we get it below that here. Then we have right here, we have that 246, the 8-day on the weekly chart. Okay. Then we keep right on rolling. What do you got? You got your 21-day. Looking very, very good. Look at a 21-day right there. Okay. And then we come down here to your 239 area. Looking very, very good. And then we have your 200-day. And then we have your 50-day right down here. So that's all your support level. But you notice here, we are above all the simple moving averages. Here, above all simple moving averages. That says it was bullish. Very, very bullish versus like a lot of the things here where like silver, it's below. Gold is below, okay? There's not bullish. This is bullish when you are above everything and everything is uptrending on a situation here, okay? Now, on the upside, let's see where she can go. Okay, so we're looking at, okay, 258. Got to high as that 258. Now, your next level here we're going to be good is going to be looking right here. It's going to be 261, and then we have this gap all the way up here, 266.63. That's the gap, okay? And then look to the bottom there, 269.64. Your gap, your fill, and then we'll look to the top of that candle at 274.75, and then there's your big retest at 278.56. Okay, so right now, this is looking very, very bullish. You're looking uptrending here. As long as we're holding that 8-day simple moving average, and over time here, you know, by the time you get that earnings, this is going to cross that 50-day, and I think it's going to push this price up higher. 60, plenty of room to run. Green over your red shows momentum to the upside, looking good. This is curling back up. This is looking very, very good here. Okay, now you take a weekly chart here. You can see low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Looking very, very nice here, and look at that nice series of higher highs. So I'm looking for basically, as this keeps going on here, possible retest of that 278.56. Again, I'm long this stock here. I go long all these tech stocks, and then what I do is I sell half the day of, and then I see how it reacts here in the after hours, and then I can dump it out. If it's not acting well, you know, just before earnings here, I might dump the whole thing. But again, I have this run up. I always buy way in advance. It's like NVIDIA. Okay, now NVIDIA is not coming out all the way to the 26th. I'm taking positions here right now. Okay, I'm building up here, and I trade right into that number there. Okay, so I mean, you have a guaranteed profit going right into the numbers, and then I sell half that day of, and then you know we see how how it trades in the after hours. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here at Pit Close, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.